Hello Cross Sheeple and welcome to our Dragonmaid deck profile. I've been playing the deck since it came out in Mystic Fighters and it's just gotten better and better and it's doing pretty well in the current format, so I thought I would take a chance to show you what I've been playing with. I keep it pretty pure. I think it does really well. It's a very aggressive deck and it beats down a lot of different decks. So I'm going to jump right into the profile, what I play, why I play it. So we're going to start off, we've got our three Chamber Dragonmaid. It can pull a spell or a trap that's Dragonmaid from your deck, add it to your hand, and then it can bounce back to the hand during the beginning of the battle phase and jump into a level 7 or higher Dragonmaid monster from your hand or graveyard. So any of the big ones or even the fusion monsters if they've been properly summoned from the graveyard. So, all right, next up, our Parlor Dragonmaid. Parlor Dragonmaid, you gotta play 3 of them. You just have to. She's great at pitching stuff. Pitch it to the grave. Most of the time you're gonna be pitching Chamber to the grave to revive her, since the deck does revolve a lot on Resurrection. That's what this whole deck is. It's Monster Reborn. So this one, you can send any Dragonmaid card, spell, monster, trap, doesn't matter. So it works really well with the new trap that came out recently, the Tidying, as well as your fusion spell. Next up, Kitchen Dragonmaid. Now there's a debate on Kitchen, whether or not she should be played in the deck or if she should only be played at 1. However, if you are doing the Guard Dragon combos, she is a must. She is a must. She is a must because she does the exact same thing for the combo that Parlor does. With Parlor, you send Chamber. With Kitchen Dragonmaid, guess what? You can grab her and then pitch her. It works the same way, people. Then you have, it's like 6 copies of Parlor. So as long as you grab World Legacy Guard Dragon, you've got that whole combo ready to go. So we play all 3 of them. Not to mention, you've got to have the little dragons or the deck is just bust if you don't draw any of them. Next up, I play 2 Nurse Dragonmaid. With Nurse, you can revive any of the level 4 or lower, so any of the human forms of them except for Nurse. So I play 2, good resource to have, and it builds you resource on resource on resource. Next up, I do play 1 Laundry Dragonmaid. It's another small one, the human form. As well as with the new trap that just came out, if you can pitch one of those to the grave, boom, you've got another Reborn. It's not the best one. This is by far the least favorite of the deck. I don't like seeing this one all the time. However, I think it's nice to have it at 1. Being able to pitch 3 to the grave isn't always a bad thing, especially if she is the only one that you grab. Sometimes it'll save you. So I like playing her at 1. Next up for our big dragons, we have 1, 2 Ernus. Ernus is great. Her effect allows you to, you can pitch it to the grave. It is a quick effect, so you can use it on your opponent's turn, and it allows you to special summon 1 level 4 or lower Dragonmaid monster from your hand. I've been playing her at 3 in the past, but I feel like 2 is enough at this time. And then we play 1, 2 Tinkhec. Why do we play 2 Tinkhec? This is your Honest Neos of the deck. You can pitch it and target one of your Dragonmaid monsters. It gains 2,000 attack. Big one or little one. It's a quick effect. Use it on your opponent's turn. You're going to punch over a lot of good things with this card. And then we play 1 Lorpar. Lorpar's effect to be pitched is allows you to target 1 face-up monster on the field. Players cannot activate that target's effects for this turn. So it can shut down some boards. If you have it in hand, it's pretty nice. That's it for the big dragons. That's all I play of the Dragonmaid monsters. But as you can tell, that's like almost half the deck, because you need them in hand to go into the fusions, to go into literally everything. So that's my lineup for them. I also play 1 copy of Galactic Spiral Dragon. It's really easy to get one of your fusion monsters and Chamber on the field, and then pull this guy out of your hand or grave. Another free body on board, and then its effect to make other monsters on the field, which is a level 8 until the end of this turn, can be really, really good. You can summon some good Xyz monsters, and we'll get to that. So that is that. For hand traps, we play Ash Blossom and Joyous Feet. There she is. And that's it for our hand traps for the main deck. I mean, she's tops. What can we say? Going on to spells, we're playing 3 Dragonmaid Hospitality. This is the second Monster Reborn that you have in the deck. However, you can also special summon something from your hand, and then you can send 1 Dragonmaid monster with the same attribute, meaning if you have the red one, you send the red one. You summon Kitchen, you send Tinkhec. It allows you to get a body on board as well as a body in grave. Definitely a 3 of. Love that card. Dragonmaid Changeover, this is your fusion spell. Allows you to fusion summon 1 dragon fusion monster from the extra deck, and then the ability to target 1 Dragonmaid on the field and return it to the hand, and then return this card to your hand. Makes it so you only have to play 1 of these in the deck, and it works wonders. Love this card. All right, next, people sleep on it, but I play it. It's here on the main deck, Dragonmaid Welcome. There are so many decks that do not play this card, and I understand it. I get it. I think it's a one of for sure, though. I mean, it's not great with the gaining 100 attack and defense, but if you have 2 or more Dragonmaid monsters on the field, which happens a lot, this deck swarms the field, then you can grab 1 of your Dragonmaid cards from the graveyard. So it's a recursion. You grab your Hospitalities back, you grab your Changeover and do 2 fusion summons in 1 turn. It's great. And then the effect that I feel like nobody is taking good advantage of right now is this bottom effect. So if this card is sent to the graveyard, your opponent cannot target Dragonmaid monsters you control with card effects this turn. Oh, you want to imperm me? I don't think so. You can send this guy, send it to the grave, activate that effect, do it, do it. Do it on your opponent's turn so they can't do anything about your board that has to do with targeting. Like, use this card. Test with it, guys. Believe me, I've had lots of good things with this card in my hand, as well as from my deck, sending it to the grave and using that second effect. Next up, World Legacy Guardragon. Gotta play 3 of them. This is, again, another Monster Reborn for the deck. And then it allows you to do the Guardragon combos by moving your Elpy and Pisty around on the board, opening up those link arrows to summon from the deck. All right, next up we play 1 Foolish Burial. Because if you don't draw any of your maids, you have so many Monster Reborns in this deck that you can usually just pitch something and then reborn it with 1 of those cards. So Foolish Burial, I feel like, is a must. That's why we also play 2 Dragon Shrine. 3 different Foolish Burials for the deck. I mean, and if you draw both of these, boom, you get to pitch 2 cards. That's pretty bomb. Send them to the grave. That's where half of the deck wants to be anyway, because it's just going to recur itself from the grave. I don't see a lot of people playing Foolish Burial and Dragon Shrine in this deck. I mean, I wasn't either until recently, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try, and it freaking works. It also works even better when you add Foolish Burial Goods to the mix. I play 2 copies of Foolish Burial Goods. Why? Because of the new trap card. Foolish Burial Goods allow you to send the trap card Dragonmaid Tidying. Send Tidying to the grave, or send Welcome to the grave and protect yourself that turn. I mean, come on, it's a great little snazzy tech that people would just sleep on. Use Foolish Burial Goods. This is your other Monster Reborn for the deck, and then it pops 1 back to the hand. So if you have House on the field during the end phase, you're gonna pop another 1 of your opponent's monsters. It's a great card. This card, ooh, it's so freaking good. So the first effect, target 1 dragon monster you control and 1 card your opponent controls, or in their graveyard, return them to the hand. So I mean, if your opponent's trying to activate something in the grave, you can send it back to their hand. Pretty neat. Or if your opponent's trying to do something crazy on the field, or just summon something big that you want to not deal with, send it back to the extra deck. And then again, the Monster Reborn, and then it just comes back to your hand during the end phase. That's amazing, y'all. Love this card. It is a 3 of for sure. I'm surprised it's not more expensive than what it is. If you're going to play this deck, buy 3 of them now. Buy them now before they go up in price. It's the only 1 printing. in Rise of the Duelist, so get them while they're cheaper. We do play 3 Infinite Impermanence, 1, 2, 3, and then we have 2 copies of Ice Dragon's Prison. So that's it for our main deck. Moving on to our extra deck, Dragonmaid Sheou, however you say it. I'm gonna say Sheou because that's how I've been pronouncing it. This card changed the deck. The deck was crap until this card in Chamber came out and Eternity Code. This card, it just takes 1 Dragonmaid monster and 1 level 5 or higher dragon monster. During each standby phase, yours and your opponent's, you can special summon 1 level 9 or lower Dragonmaid monster from your hand or graveyard. You bring back Nurse, you use Nurse to bring back another one, you've got bodies on board. It's so good. If you use Nurse to bring back Parlor, you send Tidying, boom, you use Tidying's effect, you get another maid. You have 4 bodies on the field when you just had 1. It's great. Anyway, the other effect, you can special summon it. Yeah, so when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can negate the activation. If you do, destroy that card. After that, return this card to the extra deck, and if you do, special summon 1 House Dragonmaid from your extra deck. Can only use that once per turn. You're gonna wanna play 2 of these. You don't need 3. They just send themselves back to the extra deck so often. You trust me when I say you don't need 3, but play 2 for sure, just in case something happens to 1, you have a second one to back up on. And then we play the beautiful House Dragonmaid. We play House Dragonmaid at 3. You're gonna need it, especially for those grindy games. Her effect, kind of similar to Shou's, you can, during the standby phase, during each standby phase, you can target 1 other Dragonmaid monster you control, special summon 1 Dragonmaid monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position, whose level is 1 higher or lower than it. So you target Nurse and you summon Kitchen, or you target Kitchen that's on the field and then you summon Chamber. If you have both of them on the field, both Sheou and House, like these 2 on the field together during a standby phase can be deadly, because Sheou is going to bring back 1. You're going to activate this one first. They activate in separate chains, which is nice. You activate Sheou, you bring back whatever Dragonmaid you want. Let's say it is Nurse, and then you bring out Parlor, and then you bring out, use that Tidying like we talked about, and then you reborn your Kitchen, whatever it is, and then you activate all of their effects, you know, naturally, but then you activate House effect because we're still in the standby phase, and then you target that Kitchen, and then you summon the Chamber from your hand or graveyard as well. So then you have an entire board that's just ready for defense. This deck attacks strong and it defends well. But play House at 3 just in case it becomes a grindy game. It's good to be noted that both of these monsters can be reborn again from Chamber. Hieratic Seal, Heavenly Spheres, playing 2 copies of that. We play 1 Almiraj. That's the nice link arrow that's going to help you with those Guardragon combos. And then we have our Guard Dragons themselves, Elpy, Pisty, Crossrose Dragon. You've seen it in a lot of other decks. It just has the nice down arrow that allows you to go more into these Guardragon plays. And then you've got to be playing Borrelsword in this deck. This deck is so good at getting a bunch of bodies on board, and Borrelsword is where it is at. This is your win condition right here. Most of the time, you're going to go into Borrelsword and you're going to punch him right in the face. It's a great card. I also play Apollousa because it's just as easy to get into Apollousa as it is Borrelsword Dragon. It takes a little extra move of sacrificing 1 of your heavenly spheres, but if you can get this out on turn 1, you can shut down somebody's entire turn, and then you just punch them for game on the next turn. Then with our Galactic Spiral in the deck, we play 1 Dingirsu, the Orcust of the Evening Star. This guy, he's going to pop something once he's summoned, so if your opponent has something on the board, he's going to destroy it. And then you can detach materials from it to protect your cards from being destroyed by battle or card effect, which is really, really great. And then also, we play 1 Hope Harbinger. It's so easy to swarm the field with Dragonmaid monsters, and then you use Galactic Spiral, special summon it from the grave, make your monsters level 8. You can pop both of these guys on the field, and then bang, you've got Disruption with a spell or effect that's activated, and attach it to this card, or you can pop something on the field and protection. So that's it for the deck profile. If you guys want to see me play on EDO Pro with this deck and just let you see some of the combos and how the deck works, just let me know, hit in the comments, and I'll make that video for you guys. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that little notification button. We're trying to start up this YouTube channel, so if you guys enjoyed the video, give us that thumbs up, and keep your eyes out for the next videos.